Dang. I'm so bad at this. Like, how should I start a podcast? This is why.
That's why you need,
What?
like, some music.
Some music? I don't want to play music, though. It's
No, you
like
need to make, like
a beat.
like
I want to make like
5
one of
second
those.
intro.
Ooh, 5 seconds? Yeah, okay. Just,
Like,
I think it would be one of those lo-fi beats to study to type beats. Just
Yeah.
like, yes, quality time with friends. Dude, before we start the podcast.
definitely need to take this out. Or
Oh,
just,
we fix that in post, baby.
but you definitely posted the full thing of Elvis's, you know?
No, that was edited.
Oh, really? How
Yeah,
long
because
was
some
the-
podcasts I listen to, like all podcasts are edited, but sometimes they like leave stuff in, like, yeah, it's real. Those are the type of podcasts I listen to. Is like, we gonna edit that out? Probably not. It's real. That's what I'm going for. It's like, yeah, I'm talking to my friends, and like, it is a podcast, but like, what is a podcast? It's not like you listen to like this summer. You should listen to like the Super Mega Podcast, the Handsome Rambler, and what's the third one I usually, and Tiny Meat Gang. Like, their style of doing a podcast is kind of what I'm going for.
I listen to, like, a lot more scripted podcast or interview structure podcast.
Interviews are nice. I watch Why Won't You Date Me with the black chick who's on Girl Code, Nicole Breyer.
Oh my god, I love her.
She has a podcast. You should listen to it. See, like stuff like audio like this is good to put in there, and then we'll edit it. And it's like, okay, so let's start it. Yeah, let's actually start it, I guess. Yo, so what is up? It is DJ Black Sheep, Devin Andrews, DJ Black Sheep, and I have my girl Hannah Chong in here. She doesn't have Twitter or anything, but I like to call her Lily Chong sometimes because she's actually the sister of one of my best friends. And she's one of my best friends. What's up, Hannah?
That's what I was about to say. Rude. I'm Hannah. Yeah, I don't have a Twitter, but I do use Instagram a little bit. Hannahpotamus. Like Hannah, Hannah, the palindrome, and potamus, like hippopotamus.
You're the first person to actually spell it, and
I'm so used to spelling my full name, just in case, like, people don't know how to say my last name.
okay. You drop
Or
that
pronounce
LinkedIn.
it.
Oh, my girl Hannah is a business girl, so we're gonna have that LinkedIn in the
I
profile.
am LinkedIn/in/Hannah-Chong.
How professional, such as LinkedIn. Yo, welcome. It's Koalaty Time with Friends, episode 2. Last episode we had my boy Elvis on, and I'm never gonna use the word a shit show. It's literally me figuring out how to do a podcast, what format to give it, and how to do it. But the basic premise is I'm gonna get some of my friends together and have like a one-on-one conversation, and we'll see where it goes. And if you're down to listen, cool. And if you're not, no hard feelings.
I'm surprised I'm, like, the first out of our friends to...
Elvis did it.
Well, Elvis, like, started this with you, though. That's,
That is
like,
true. That is true.
That's different.
Yep. All the landmark episodes are gonna be like, we got our boy Elvis, king of the homeland, back in the track. What is up, Elvis? No. But yeah, that's gonna be hype. But I guess let's just go into it. We have some, again, like the last episode, we have some talking points on a piece of paper, and the big ones we wanted to get to were graduating, going to UTK, and going to a PWI. Some background info on that. Hannah just graduated from UTK, class of 2019, and this is where I'm going to edit in like that. Yeah, but congratulations, Hannah. I graduated 2018? I said I would have question. I definitely have a degree from UTK.
Yeah.
I just can't remember the year right now. So yeah, and we both went there during the same time. I was here all the time, and it was fun. But like, how's it feel to be like post-grad? Only like a week, but how's it feel to be post-grad?
I mean, I'm definitely on a pause right now before I start my job in September, so it's not like I'm fully in either stage of life. Like, I feel like I'm just, like, kind of purgatory, but it's chill. Like, it's not bad. I'm just at home with my parents.
No, that's good. I remember when I graduated, I definitely went through that. Like, UTK, University of Tennessee, Knoxville. So where is it? Knoxville. That's supposed to be like Dora the Explorer. What color is the map? Yeah! Like, okay. But no, I went to Knoxville, and there was definitely like that 3 months where I stayed in Knoxville because I did like a little lab with the psychology department. I had my degree in psychology. And it was definitely like this weird, I'm not really doing nothing. I'm not going to be back for school. Knoxville's like dead during the summer. So it was this weird feeling of what am I doing with my life? Like
I think it's like very peaceful though in the summer.
No, it is.
Nobody's
It's
there.
peaceful. Like the thing about Knoxville, it's a big football town. So like when it's football season, it's chaotic as fuck. But like when it's summer or break, it's quiet. There's nobody there. What takes 10 minutes to go through a drive-through takes 2 seconds now. It's weirdly peaceful. Like it's kind of boring, but boring's good sometimes. But yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of how I feel about like the summer. Like boring is good sometimes. Like I was, and I still might like pick up a part-time job while I'm here. But Paul, my brother, was like really big on like, you literally do not know how to relax. Like he's like, you've done something every summer. So I was like,
That makes sense.
I mean, it's hard to, so I think maybe that's what I'll learn this summer.
I feel that. It's kind of like once you're doing nothing, you kind of get this feeling of restlessness because you're so used to doing stuff, and you probably have like a natural reserve of energy.
No,
I
it
feel
hit
like-
me like on day one. Like I was like, I need some structure to my day.
Dude, that's what you like. Relax, but like, I feel you gotta you gotta make your not knowing how to relax work into your relaxation. If that makes sense. So like your thing is, I don't know how to relax. It's like, okay, schedule relaxing time. No, like you laugh. It's like schedule playing a game.
No, I think that's
schedule going to a massage parlor. Schedule going for a walk.
That's a good perspective.
Schedule leisure activity. Cause me, I'm totally like, oh, what? It's 3 in the afternoon. I just woke up. What are we gonna get into? It's 8 in the afternoon. It's 8 in the morning. I'm gonna go to the gym because I never get to go to the gym. I'm just gonna do like a light workout. I don't even have to work out. I'm gonna listen to these 5 albums because I don't really have nothing to do. Then like when regular people wakes up hit, you're like, oh man, I'm gonna like clean the house because that's like productive to my life. And it's just like make your relaxation work into your not relaxing, work into your relaxation, work into your it's the circle.
That's true though. That's a good idea. Don't fight like what's natural to you.
And what may look good to you may look bad to somebody else. And vice versa. But we both went to UTK. And Hannah, I want you to describe UTK.
Well, for people who aren't really good at U.S. geography, which I definitely wasn't, Tennessee is like in the south. Very southern.
You will see a Confederate flag casually sometimes.
Oh,
and you just gotta
every
live
time
with
on
that.
my drive home, I pass one.
Okay, so Hannah and I live in, I'm debating if we should say the city. Somebody's going to be like, we got them. We pinned it down. So basically, the capital of Tennessee is Nashville. We live 45 minutes away from Nashville. And so in between that city I'm describing and Knoxville, I forget, I think it's I-65 is the highway. There's definitely a giant Confederate flag that like if you're driving and the sun's right there, it will definitely block out the sun. It's so big. And like as a black person, as a minority, you drive past that. Like, let's say you're going 75, you definitely hit it 90 through, like, that one patch. You're just like, not today.
I mean, off an exit in, like, leaving Nashville, I don't know if it's, like, Nathan Bedford Forrest, but it's definitely some KKK guy, just, like, a whole statue of him with a bunch of flags behind him, and he's, like, riding a horse triumphantly.
And it's, like, the sun's, like, a Confederate or something, and you're just like, so we don't lose gas here.
Like, when everyone was, like, tearing down, like, old Confederate stuff, I was like, can we get this one out of the way? I see this too often. Like,
no, they were talking about that. I'm like, that's not going to happen in the South. There's too many people who are like, he paid for this park. And it's like, damn. So we got to tear the park down? And people are like, no. It was like, you laugh, but it's like, damn, do we got to tear the park down? Wait, hold up.
it is, like, a really tricky, well, not even really tricky, but really sensitive topic down here. But anyway, yeah, that gives context to where our state is at. But then Knoxville is even more unique because it's like East Appalachia, so that's like a whole different group of people.
Let's not forget the KKK was founded in Tennessee. So already,
Yikes.
East Appalachia, man.
It's a very interesting.
It's the area where they call Mountain
community.
Dew hillbilly crack because so many. In East Appalachia, you can make a killing as a dentist because they just drink so much. The teeth, on average, the health is shitty. Like it's just falling out, brown rotting.
I mean, it's really sad though, like the poverty and like the lack of access and resources and
It's also one of those things where like you're like, does geography play into us because we're so high in the mountains and it's just shitty to get things up here. It's hard to build up here. God, like Knoxville, if you drive through like a casual, it's not like where like the suburbs where like all the houses look the same. It's definitely like people definitely built own this land and just had different plans with their own house. So, like, some parts are beautiful. Some parts are you wonder why you go here as a black person. Some parts are
Yeah, I mean, I definitely had a lot of like friends in college that would like yell at high school groups that were touring, like, "Don't come here!" Like, especially if you're a person of color.
oh, dude. So like UT, the school, what's that thing where they get like the
Jump.
no, it's like they get like a bunch of kids from like the city,
Yeah.
black kids.
Me
It's
for
like a
UT.
summer. Yeah, me for
Yeah.
UT. Yo, that is the biggest finesse UT has ever pulled. It's like, yo, for 2 weeks, we're gonna make this place look appealing as if you're going to an HBCU.
Oh,
You
yeah.
get here, you're just like, whoa, hold up. I'm in 5 classes. I make up 90% of the black population in those classes. What's going on here? Stuff like that. Don't get me wrong. Once you find like the community of the culture you're in that you find, if anything, it makes it more tight knit and close because it's so small. But at the same time, it's like
It's limiting though, because
Yeah, no.
if you don't fit into that like very narrow like, I guess, community of like people of color at UT, then you're kind of on your own, and it's not like there's like little pockets.
But then you like start finding weird kids. Sometimes you might even find people in Knoxville who are just looking for other people outside of Knoxville.
That's true.
That was definitely my life. Like I worked in a hookah lounge and it was cool talking to other people. But it's like it was just Knoxville people and they were just like, oh, he's not from here. Huh? And I'm like, oh, y'all off. I meet one of you, I meet one of all of you. I
Yeah.
don't know. But yeah. But UTK was a trip, man. Like I didn't really do a lot. I was in the marching band. And I think that was like my first time. Like there was a guy I marched with. That was my first time actually hating somebody.
Why?
Bruh, he was a prick. He was like legit racist, like legit. I remember we were in fucking uniform, and like say what you will about marching band. Oh, it's lame as fuck. Dorks do it, but like there's a certain pride in it. Pride of the Southland. Yeah, that's the name of the marching band. And every time I say it out loud, they're just like, that sounds racist. I'm like, yeah, yeah. But it's like, dude, you take certain pride wearing that uniform, and all like the time you sink into it. And this man, he was just flagrant, dude. Like, I remember, like, this group of black girls walked by. He was like, we don't want you, watermelon Niqua. And I was like, yo.
What?
You're literally the worst person. One of his friends that he talked to is like, yeah, I wouldn't get with a black girl. Her pussy would look like a steak. And I'm like, yo. You're the worst person.
God.
And I remember it was just drama with the whole thing. It could have easily turned into those. I got into I'm a very docile, passive person. It could have easily been in those situations where like they tried to say something to get me to fight them, then they kicked me off. But it's just like my mom always said, don't let because I love music, I love marching, I love getting that opportunity to play music. My mom always said like, don't let other people ruin something for you. So it's definitely one of those situations where I was like, well, this is probably the only opportunity I have. So either I don't mind their stupid shit or I mind their stupid shit. Yeah. What are we gonna do?
It's like you would have probably most likely won that fight, but you wouldn't have won overall.
Oh no, this dude. The guy who hit it, he was 6'5". But I'm starting to realize some people don't have, like, you might have, like, the physical body and physique to fight, but some people don't have, like, a fighting instinct.
Yeah.
Like, you see people, it's like they fight and they throw a punch, and it's like, I don't like fighting because I'm definitely the person, if I get into a physical altercation, I'm like, yeah, I'm going to, like, hurt you really bad. Not even like, I'm going to throw a lot of punches, just, I'm going to fight dirty.
I'm not stopping.
Like, I'm going to make you stop first.
Yeah.
So, like, it's like, he kicked me in the balls. It's like, you stop, though. Is my thing. It's like, I don't give a fuck. Why are you fighting me? The way my personality's set up, that shouldn't be the answer.
But yeah, that's a little bit about where we just spent the last couple of years.
Yeah. And that's obviously one iota of the time we spent there. There were a lot of good moments, don't get me wrong. Like going to UT helped me realize that I want to get into music and audio. Shout out Study Break Cypher. Study Break. It's your boy DJ Black Sheep on the decks. But yeah, that was a fun time. You definitely meet. It's like you won't meet people, but the people you meet and you choose to keep hanging out with them, it's like, damn, like I want you here. Like I hope we like get this degree together, man. No. You meet other people and it's like, yeah.
That's true.
I'm glad I only got to interact with your ass for a semester.
I definitely like realized how prevalent like the mob mentality or like that kind of groupthink was, and like how ingrained it is. Because like any like student for the most part that you would meet at UT would either be open-minded or like we're just uneducated about like other perspectives until a conversation, and then it's like, oh, you're actually like an okay person that maybe really did not know,
like just genuinely didn't know it wasn't okay to say nigger.
Yeah. Oh.
Well,
let's not.
That's a story.
They should know. That's not a.
Some people are so sheltered, you'd be surprised.
Really?
Like, I'm not trying to make excuses, but like it's just the reality. Some people are. It's like, well, they say it in the music. It's like, wow, you literally just have not been like educated on the history and culture and implications and impact politically. Wow. like when I say it, it's like, yeah, there's a lot of layers, but I'm definitely sitting here like, why don't you know this?
Yeah, that's like base level, like.
Yeah, don't get me wrong.
But yeah, I think it was definitely like an important chapter of my life, but I also understand people that don't necessarily want or need to go the college route, especially just like even like a normal 4-year university. Like there's so many different alternatives, and it's definitely like not for everybody.
Yeah, like it's one of those corny sayings, but it's definitely not. Like most of the class structure at UT was like this big room with like 75 people and one teacher to dole out that information, especially like in the freshman classes.
I had like 200 plus in my business gen eds.
200? Jesus.
Like,
they taught that in the big ass auditorium.
Yep, Cox Auditorium. It was just like.
And it's one of those classes like you're sitting in the back because you just got there, you don't want to make a scene, and you're just like, how do you? And he's
you
like,
can't
can
ask
you speak
a question.
up? How do you? Sir. Like literally, it's one of those classes that's like, I guess it forces you. It doesn't seem conducive to like classroom setting because it forces you to like be more social than you would, which I guess is a point of college. But it's like I don't feel that was thought about in design. It's just it's really hard to succeed in this class. That's the thing I'm starting to figure out about UT too. It's a good university. Like I feel any school is good when it's like the smaller classes, because I notice like a lot of the engineering classes are smaller. Yeah. A lot of like the labs are smaller, and students in those fields usually succeed. It doesn't really set you up to succeed in a lot of those where it's like a bigger class.
That's true.
I'm going drinking this Deer Park water. Deer Park, 100% natural spring water. No, we are not. What's the word? Endorsed? Sponsored. We are not sponsored by Deer Park, but shoot, I'll endorse Deer Park. Sponsor Deer Park. I'll let them sponsor me. I like their water. If we get 100 views, I'll send an email. Streams, listens. There's no video to this.
So did you think it was worth, like, going to college for you?
Yeah, I thought it was worth it. Like in high school, it's weird. I never thought about what college I would go to until literally I had to. But I always assumed I would go to college. It was just like in my family, it was always like education's a big thing in my family.
Yeah. It's
literally like you can stay here, but like either you're gonna work or go to school. And I'm like, I'm gonna go to school.
Yeah.
And that's just what me and my brother chose. Yeah, you know, like my whole lifestyle and personality is I just kind of go with the flow of things. And I probably would have chosen another school if I like actually done my research. But UT wasn't bad. I went there for computer science. At first, then I realized that wasn't going to be for me, at least in that structure. Then I went for psychology because I just needed to get a degree, if we're just going to be honest. Now I'm at a point where the experiences I had, like I went for psychology, but I definitely also went for the marching band that I tried out for. And I found out that going to UT, I really love music. I want to have a career in music just in high school. Like I got in the marching band maybe my senior year of high school. Like I'm pretty sure if I did it my freshman year of high school, it would have panned out differently, obviously. But I got into it my senior year, so I'm just like, oh, I guess music. And I was like, oh, I really love this shit. Mm-hmm. Like I'll sweat and cry for this shit. Maybe not bleed, but I'll sweat and cry for this shit. And yeah, then I did the marching band and just going through that program, interacting with those people. Took a swing jazz drum set later on. I'm just like, yo, I really love music. Like, yeah, I feel like if I got into it as like a 5-year-old, I would have like had my whole life figured out. It's to that point.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm glad. I actually like the people I met there. I'm glad they were like really instrumental. No, but seriously, they were really instrumental in how I thought about music, how I wanted to pursue music. They were really talented themselves. They were doing music. So it's like if I didn't go to UT, I obviously would have met that specific group of people.
Yeah.
And maybe it wouldn't have panned out this way. So I'm grateful for that because you just don't know. I might have went to like Indiana University and said I want to be at EMS, like, you know, stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, it's impossible to like think about all the possible paths you could have and didn't take. Like, I came into college, biochemistry, cellular molecular biology on a pre-med track.
Wait, that's what you came in for?
That's what I came in
Jesus, Hannah.
for. And I did that.
Oh wait, hold up. I don't know. Hannah's smart as fuck, by the way.
I'm
if that
not.
hasn't been conveyed, Hannah's like a fucking prodigy, genius child.
Really not.
No, she says this, but yo.
But I mean, I didn't graduate with that degree. I switched after 3 semesters after I had like, I worked with a doctor over the summer after freshman year, and I was like, I do not want to do this. Like, I was like, this is like, you have to have a heart for this. So I switched to business, which is just like such a sensitive topic for me still a little bit. Like,
Really?
it's a little like,
Hey, in this
sore.
podcast that's going out to a bunch of people, let's crack that open real quick.
No, but I mean, I'm pretty open about it, but it's like a lot of my friends, because I made them all freshman year when I was like still pre-med arts and sciences, they're all like in more technical majors, like a lot of engineering students. And so like when I was like a pre-med major, I would always joke like, oh, there's like business students.
Bruh. Dude, like hindsight's 2020. I definitely, not even like specifically like classes, but like just some things that are coming to light in my life. I've definitely made those jokes, and now I'm sitting here like, yo. Well, you are definitely, as time goes by, you're definitely not the same person you are.
Yeah.
That you are now. Like, maybe it like plateaus out, but like, especially at this, like, we're 20-somethings, especially at this time in life, every 2 years, you're a new fucking person, dude.
It was so bad, and then I was just like so sensitive to it, because like my friends obviously would still joke about that, especially to me. They're like, oh, you like copped out because like you switched to business so you can just like party all day. And I was like, but I didn't party.
I worked really hard to get this degree and get where I just really feel that we're not respecting my struggle.
It's so sensitive because it's kind of true.
Yeah.
Just because like I was like really involved in college. Like it's my nature. So I was in like 10 different clubs and whatever. And I had like a job throughout it, but I definitely did not spend as much time on my classes as like somebody in computer science would and did, because like my boyfriend's computer science and he just graduated summa cum laude, like that boy in computer science. Shout out to David out there. But
we're gonna edit in bar 13.
He like was grinding out in the library like every night, like even on the weekends, like in the morning. And I was like, ooh, I can sleep in and watch Netflix. Like, so, I mean, I definitely didn't work as hard for the degree, I would say, but I had like a fulfilling experience. Honestly, overall.
When you think about it, I think it's just the nature of the 2 jobs. I mean, the 2 degrees, because engineering is kind of like a blue-collar job when you think about it. Like, you might be in an office or a cubicle, but you are working with something. Like, you have to be versed in how these tools, whether they be digital or analog, work.
More like tactile, technical stuff.
Yeah, stuff like, it's kind of like even a computer science engineer, they might be inside and not break a sweat, but like if their hands break, they kind of can't be a computer science engineer. But like, if you're running like a Fortune 500 company, you literally see like people in wheelchairs, like, yeah, like, you know, my mental faculties are still here, so I can still do this. It's about networking and getting this stuff out. But a lot of it is like you're making programs as a computer engineer, and as that you gotta like type it out. It's maybe the most convenient thing to type it out yourself because you know how your brain works and how, and like just different shortcuts that you make. So like engineering is weird because like it's a blue collar job, where like business seems more like, I feel like you can do all the schoolwork in business, but if you're a shitty person and you don't know how to network, it kind of is like, what's the point? Like business is literally working with people.
I definitely like honed my interpersonal skills a lot more.
Things you don't think about.
Yeah, but was it worth it? Who can say?
Was it worth it? I think
it was. It was.
Only time will truly tell. At this point, I say it was because I don't like living with regret, and that would be a 5-year period of my life that I would regret. And I made the most of it. Like, I feel like you go to college, the end goal, no matter how you look at it, is to get the degree. And what you do in between, as long as you get the degree, that just makes the story. I got my degree. I met cool people. Just found out the degree I got's not really for me, which isn't bad. Like, life is so long and short, you're not going to make all the right choices. It just depends on how you move on in the future. But I do like the things psychology taught me, how to think. Things I would never think about if I never took certain classes.
I definitely think it was worth it when I think about, like, what the alternative would have been, which, like, we just talked about how you can't think about all the different paths you didn't take, but the fact that, like, I knew how immature I was leaving high school, like, if I didn't have a place to let me, like, incubate and just, like, become a better person, like...
Where it was just accepted that you may be shitty for a second and you're an adult.
Exactly, like, everyone's like, oh, you're in college. Like, that's, like, the best excuse you can use for anything. And now it's like, I can't use that, and I kind of have to step up to the plate, but I've had time to prepare for this instead of just being, like, wreaking havoc on the world, like, right after high school.
It's like, your parents are like, look, you're... How old? I'm not taking responsibility for your bullshit anymore. Like, that's just it, point blank.
Yeah.
Remember when you were 10 and you broke a car window and I had to pay for that? I'd be damned if you called me trying to pay for a car window today. So Hannah suggested doing shorter episodes, and I thought we'd come into a nice resolving point in that conversation. I personally would like to talk about something else. What are things that interest us?
I thought we were having an interesting conversation earlier today about...
What's that?
What was it? OnlyFans or something?
Yo!
I, as we mentioned earlier, do not have a Twitter, and I'm not super familiar with
But
Twitter.
I do have a Twitter. My Twitter is... This is me picking up my phone and reading out my Twitter because I never memorize it, and I'm pulling out my words more because the app is loading. So, my Twitter name is @blacksheep, AYE, Black Sheep, all one word, and I am hella on Twitter. Hold on, I think somebody knocked on the door. No. But he definitely looked at me when I opened the door.
Yeah, what? Do you have golf clubs?
Yeah. I wish he would. But, what was I saying? Yeah, I'm on @blacksheep, twitter.com. So what we were talking about earlier is this thing called OnlyFans accounts. I'm going to say it one more time. OnlyFans account.
What's your OnlyFans account handle?
I do not have one. ... Yet.
Do guys have them?
Yes, like anyone can have them. That's because there are... Okay, so first, before I start talking more about it, onlyfans.com is a place where people have their personal accounts and other people can set up a subscription to see the content that person has put out. I haven't been on there personally myself. I believe you can put anything on there, but my run-ins with it are people on the internet who... I don't even think they're necessarily sex workers. I think it's more like they have audio and video capturing equipment and they don't mind to have sex on camera. And they produce content around that, i.e. porn, and put it on their site. And it's just a way to streamline the revenue service of doing porn, but not being involved in like the porn industry. But it might be an in, it might just be a way to pay rent. Who knows? It's different person to person. Now on Twitter, there's a lot of like Twitter accounts where like it may be their personal Twitter, and maybe specifically for this purpose, it directs legally to their OnlyFans account. And Hannah and I were just talking about the logistics of OnlyFans and like just the ways different people can make money, and how like maybe you have a business degree but you have a passion for this. So like what's the most effective way to make money?
What would you, if you had an OnlyFans account, and it doesn't have to be sex or like
No, but here's
porn.
the thing. If I had an OnlyFans account, I would definitely use it for sex.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, if that's off the table,
Okay.
you have to do it for something else. What would
I
you do?
don't know. I guess, like, because it's weird. The more I talk about it, I feel like it's probably only for that, because it's like all the other services I would offer, I would just offer them on a platform that mainstreams that service.
Like Patreon?
Yeah, like I would like offer like freelance mixing or mastering for tracks, and there's obviously other services that offer that in a better format.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just what I do. Oh, I DJ and produce. Hey, you're listening to a podcast by DJ Black Sheep, if you have put that one together.
So, are you subscribed to anybody?
I am
Sorry,
not.
I need to cut
I
you
am
off.
not. No, you're good. I am not subscribed to anybody, but me and my friend Elvis had a heart-to-heart where I was thinking about subscribing to somebody. I like called him up and was like, dude, she's really hot, and like the videos she posts, it's like whoa. And like it's like $10 a month. That's 60. I definitely have $60. I could pay the whole year out. And I sent him her profile, and he was like, "Yo, I get it. I get your situation, but that seems like a slippery slope. You say $10 here, then you see the one where it's like $50. Now you're like, eh."
What was like the teaser video though like?
Yo, so it's different for everybody, but usually what it is. So this woman, what she had was. Should I just link her? Nah. Should I link her?
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe.
Link her.
We'll see. Yeah, that's more business for her, maybe. But it's like, I don't talk to her, so it's like, why'd you link me in this podcast? Like, can I use you as an example? But basically what she had was, so in the video, it was her, and she was like wearing, I guess, lingerie or some shit, and she was throwing ass. But like, anybody can throw ass, but it looked nice when she threw ass, in that she had a fat ass. And like, you see that, and you're just like, and she's like, yeah, pay $10 a month. You gotta get to see this video, but you can see all of my videos.
See, but I feel like lingerie is so revealing. Like, isn't it like one of those trailers where it shows basically what the movie's gonna be, and you're like, do I have to see the movie?
Not really, because like sometimes, okay, so like the big thing with OnlyFans, stripping any kind of sex work is your personality plays a big part into it, because like this person has to interact with you on like a very. Doesn't matter what you think of sex, it's very intimate, just logistically as a human being, to have sex or involve yourself like that with somebody. So it's like, she has a nice and bubbly personality. So like, if you're a guy and you're like, because I don't know what it is about men, we hyper obsess. It doesn't take a lot, but we hyper obsess. Where, because it's literally like, you're gonna pay $10 a month when there's so much porn for free, but it's like, yo, but I want to see her. Like, if Beyonce had an OnlyFans account, she would kill the OnlyFans account. If Rihanna had an OnlyFans, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like, yeah,
I get it.
Where it's like, men are like, yo, if Megan Thee Stallion had an OnlyFans account, oh, she would kill the game. Does Megan Thee Stallion have a Google searches for later?
So do they like talk on these videos?
Yeah, I mean, you don't watch a lot of porn, do you?
No,
Okay.
I can't watch that much of it.
Yeah. Yo, your boy's desensitized. Mom, don't listen to this. No, but deadass. So, like, I guess in a lot of porn, to make it more appealing, you can, like, because a lot of it is, like, when you're a guy watching the video, it's like, oh, I want her to be like, she's fucking me. So, in a lot of these videos, it's like, if it was person in person, like, but that's, like, a whole nother can of worms that opens up. It's like, well, you're just paying for prostitution, and that's just a whole nother thing.
Okay.
But this is just video.
Yeah.
So it's like she'll be talking to the camera, but not like an actor would talk to the camera. Like, she's literally like I'm talking to you. It's like, yeah, you want to fuck this pussy, and like as a guy, you're like, yeah. What do I gotta do? No. But it's like, yeah, and usually the trailers are like teasing, and like that can mean a whole number of things. Like, oh, I have this dildo. And you can pay for videos where she actually does something. Some people are bad at marketing, and they'll probably just use the actual. You don't understand. It doesn't take a lot for a guy to get off, like, masturbating wise. So, like, I'm going to put this 10-second clip of me fucking. It's like, no, you just fucked it up, because most people only need that.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. You'll probably get bored of that 10 seconds, and then you might buy more, but I feel like you got to. And that's obviously, like, a balancing game of, like, how much do you give them? How much don't you give them? Are you appealing enough as a sex worker, porn star? Because, dude, that's the thing. Like, I'm just going to be straight. I watch a ton of porn to the point where I don't even, like, I just think about it too logistically. I'm just, like, I'm critiquing, like, things. I'm like, there needs to be a category on Pornhub that just looks like she's having fun. That just needs to be a category where it's like, gosh. Yeah, I'm getting like a train ran on me, but I look like I'm having fun. Because sometimes it's like, yo, are you okay?
And crying.
That's a weird angle, bro. And like, if you don't have a lot of sex, I feel like porn can get away with a lot more. So I definitely watch some videos. Like, humble brag. Yeah, that's right. Oh, humble brag. No, I'm kidding.
This man has had sex.
I have had one sex. But there's definitely like, you watch some videos and like you just know it's like that.
Okay.
Like it's like you're contorting yourself to make it look more appealing to the person watching, but that's not comfortable. Like when porn stars fuck, it's literally like an Olympic athlete where like I'm literally like doing missionary for 10 minutes because I'm lazy. They're like literally contortionist, bending over backwards, her legs behind her head. He's like, the dudes don't really do a lot, but that's a conversation for another time. But back to OnlyFans, shit like that. It's basically like, it's basically a lot of it is porn, but you're not associated with the porn industry. It's like freelance,
Yeah.
and that can tie into sex work, which is also another can of worms.
I feel like it's also more mental or emotional.
Oh yeah, for sure. Because it's at the end of the day, it's acting.
Yeah.
Because like, for some people, it's like this pays my rent, which there's nothing wrong with that. Like you're getting mad at them because they fuck for money and you fuck for free all your life, and you just want to be salty about it. But like, it's definitely like some people, if they're really, because some people want to be porn stars. Some people don't realize there's a big grind to that. Some people do, and you gotta like disassociate sex with like this deeper meaning, because at the end of the day, it's just business. At the end, like if it makes money in a, like a effective mainstream way, it's business, and porn makes money in an effective mainstreamed way, it's business. Like there's definitely like YouTube videos where it's like, as a porn star, do you get tired of sex outside of your work? And it's like, yeah, people who are like, no, because I associate it with work, so it takes a while. Then there are people, it's like, yeah, like, you know, I love them, and it's like, it's different for everybody, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, but you're saying like personalities and stuff, it's like, yeah, that even plays like a key role. I've never been to a strip club, but like, I watch a lot of TV and movies and kind of understand that. I watch documentaries and kind of understand from like a social perspective how it works, where it's like, yeah, you might be attractive, but if you have a shitty personality, why would I want to spend money on you? Or if
And like
you do have
regulars,
a
the concept of regulars at a strip club.
Yes, that is true. Where like, you know, somebody's like, oh, I like this girl because she looks like this and acts like this towards me, or I like this girl because she does this and does this, or I like this girl. Well, like one girl, her whole thing might be that she's like thick as fuck and has a mean personality, and another thing is a girl is like skinny and scared and timid, and it's like, oh, looks like it's her first day. It's been her fucking first day for 3 years. Like, but they get a lot of money to warrant going through that. So you know.
I watch a lot, like more than maybe most people. I watch a lot of like strippers on YouTube. Like their vlogging channels, it's very interesting. Like they have like videos where they just count their money and they just talk about like being a stripper. And
you're like watching them, you're just like, yeah, all the things you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah, and like they do like what's in my stripper bag videos, and I'm like, I'm taking notes. Like I don't know for what, but it's very interesting.
Yeah.
I think it's just like curiosity.
I definitely had like a Portuguese class, and like there was this girl who sat in front of me. She was like very unassuming. And when I just had a conversation with her, she's like, yeah, I'm a stripper, and like it helps me pay for my classes and everything. I'm like, yo, I would have never thought that. Like, you don't look like a stripper. That's weird. She's like, yeah, like I used to come in like wearing makeup all the time. But like the guys I stripped for came to the university one day, and I was like, no. Ooh. Like not following her, he just happened to be there.
Like a student?
A professor. Yeah, she's a student. He was a professor.
Interesting.
The social dynamics of old men talking to freshly out of high school 18-year-olds. Oh, wow. But, yeah, she would tell me, and I would just be, like, I'm such a fucking nerd when it comes to anything. I feel most guys would be like, oh, so you're a stripper. Split it open for a real one. It's like, oh. But I was literally like, yo, so, like, how do you deal with, like, certain kinds of dudes? Like, how do you do this? Like, what's, like, protocol for da-da-da-da-da? How do you interact with this? And, like, it's definitely, like, I hate people who are like, yo, I'm just going to quit high school. Not high school. God, stay in school, kids. Who are like, I'm just going to quit college and be a stripper. Then, like, being a stripper is hard.
Yes.
Because, like, it's literally a job where, like, you need a lot of confidence because people are literally judging you. Like, that's literally what's happening. Like, you might get, like, a good reaction, but, like, the girl who was in my class was telling me, she's like, yeah, like, some guys literally, like, they're bold as fuck. They literally walk up and they're like, I don't want her. Her arms are too fat. Out loud.
Yeah, because they don't treat them or like view them as people.
It's shitty, and like people don't understand that, and like there's like, and you know, people make that shitty argument. Well, if they want to be treated like people, they should act. And I'm like, whoa, whoa, we're the shittiest person alive.
They're judged at work, and that like affects their work, but then they're also judged outside of that, like their relationships with people like outside of the strip club.
There's a lot of deep dichotomy then.
Yeah.
Dude, it's weird. I learned that she's like, yeah, you have to pay the strip places. I was like, wait, hold on.
Yeah, you pay the DJ, you pay like the bouncer, you pay like. So
unless I'm like, it's like being like a waiter, dude. Like you might get paid, but if you're not making tips, you're not getting paid. So like if you have like that's why it's only for a few people like with confidence and like a good personality, or they know how to like spin their personality into like whatever is effective for them as a stripper.
Yeah, it's like also you have to be able to dance.
Not at white strip clubs. Not at white strip clubs.
Oh.
I said what I said. But if you go to a black strip club, yeah, know how to dance, please.
Yeah, I definitely don't, so that would be an interesting, if not very boring show.
That would be your gimmick. She's like, she doesn't dance, but I feel so sorry. Here's 10.
But
And you're like,
would you ever go to a strip club?
I would, but like I'm not like a hyper masculine dude, and I'm definitely I don't know. Like I see how it would be appealing, but like I would be. I think I had to be drunk to go to a strip club because if I went sober, I'd be too aware. I'm like, these women don't really love me. They don't want me.
Oh my god.
I'm getting all aroused and shit. And I can't do anything.
I don't want to have sex. I want you to make love to me.
It's like we on a back room. She's like, it's $100. I'll do whatever. I'm like, I never paid for sex a day in my life. Why would I start now? And I don't have to. Thank you very much, madam.
Yeah, as we all know, Devin has had one sex
I have
before.
had one sex, at least, in my life.
I'm like a little surprised at like how few people that we know have been to strip clubs.
Are you?
Yeah.
I feel like because I think when I think of people we know, I think of like our main high school group of friends, and I'm like, no. Like it doesn't matter the most crazy guy you know, and yeah, we live in Clarksville. That's where we live. It doesn't matter the most crazy guy you know in Clarksville. It's like they're still tame. There's still like that Bible beltness about them.
That's true. That's funny. I just feel like our friends are curious.
Yeah, but like.
But they are kind of nerds.
I feel like curious. My whole thing is like when I go somewhere, I'm like, so what do I do? Like I'm always like, yo, so what's strip club etiquette? Like, what do I do? I know you can't touch people, but it's like, what's up? And like, what if the girl is like chill and she's like, no, you can touch me, and I'm like, yo, but can't I? This seems set up, bitch. I don't know. That bouncer over there is like has 200 pounds on me. What's going on?
Yeah, I'd be interested to like know the different dynamics between like a male and female strip club, just because there's like not as much information, or even like there's not as many actual like
you mean in
male strip clubs.
You mean in Tennessee there's not a lot of male strip clubs? That's crazy.
I just mean in general.
Yeah, no, that is true.
Maybe there's one in Atlanta.
There has to be. It's Atlanta. That'd be right up Atlanta's alley. We should go to Atlanta. Like one of the biggest strip clubs in America is in Atlanta.
Yeah, Magic City.
Magic City. It's right there. I want to go just for the culture, but I feel like I don't want to disrespect the strippers. So it's like, bro, yeah.
I bet Magic City is super expensive.
It has to be like just even the entrance cover. It's like, oh, it's $200 to get in. I'm like, I'm going to Waffle House. It is $10 to get everything I want at Waffle House. I recently started trying to delve into the music industry career as like a studio engineer, so I'm hoping I run into people who will get me into that world. My whole life right now is just like, don't do hard drugs, Devin. Never do hard drugs. That's the mantra. You can go out, you can hang out, but the second hard drugs, you leave. You leave.
Oh.
Then you got like the fine hard drugs. It's like beers, cool. Whiskey,
You say whiskey's a hard drug?
man.
Interesting.
You ever seen an alcoholic drink whiskey? That's a hard drug.
That's true.
But strippers, OnlyFans accounts. I don't even think we really came to a concise point. It's just interesting, really.
Yeah, no, I mean, I just think there's no conclusion to be made. It's just...
Let's just put a pin. We're gonna like get somebody with... That's what we should do. We need to find somebody who's like chill with the OnlyFans account who's like down to talk about it.
Just shout out that girl.
Yo! I don't know where she lives though, because we live here and she lives like hundreds of miles away. I'm not gonna fucking... Hey, I'm starting the podcast and I don't know if you want to come to Podunk as Tennessee.
I don't know, just maybe like an email from her or
Maybe.
something.
I do have to do some projects
Just
through
some
SAE.
questions.
So we'll see. The internet is so vast. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna start. I have so many things I want to get into, like from a social standpoint. Not like social activism, which I should, but just like social media. Like I want to get into Twitch streaming. I want to use YouTube more. I want to open up avenues of being social with people, but targeting a specific thing. That's not like I wouldn't mind working for Vice, but it's like I feel they have their agenda, or maybe I don't know. Maybe it's like they give like their reporters like free reign to do what they want as long as it gets what they need. But it seems like, hey, you're the weed guy, you're the sex worker guy, you're the LGBTQ guy, go.
I feel like when I think about you and I think about like Devin starting a YouTube channel, like it's so clear to me kind of like what your content would be.
What?
And like
Please
what it
tell
would
me.
look like. Well, it'd probably be like music focused,
Okay.
but then you'd probably like live stream, is that what it is?
Yeah.
Or gaming or whatever. Streaming, gaming, and then like what else? I don't know, like I just feel like it's more obvious what your interests are, but like when I think about like what would I do if I started like a YouTube channel, I have no idea. Like I'm like I don't do anything that is like
You're gonna talk about supply chain
Yeah.
management.
like let's talk about Lean Six Sigma, but
Wait, hold up, what?
I think like the only thing I could possibly do is like some kind of vlog channel, and I just don't talk to myself regularly enough that I feel like it would be natural.
I feel that's like just that hump you have to overcome.
Yeah.
Cause like, I don't know, like this new generation, they can talk to a camera like it's like, yeah, so basically it's like, how you doing that? Wait.
That is so uncomfortable to me. I can't even do like Snapchat videos or something where I'm talking to myself. And also you have to like film in public. Oh God.
Talking to yourself. It's like, no, it's for my viewers. I'm just like, ooh.
I feel like if you lived in LA, like
it'll
it's
be
like
normal. Like you
everybody's
see that
doing
and you're
it.
just like, I'm gonna interact with him. Here it's like, yo, so you need to go.
Yeah.
You can't. It's 2 a.m. in a Waffle House, bro. Actually, I feel 2 a.m. in a Waffle House. They let you do that.
That's true. Oh, for people who are listening to this that don't know what Waffle House is or have never been to
it's sad
one,
that there are people out there that don't know what Waffle House is.
I don't know if there's like an overlap between those kinds of people and people who are listening to this, but you never know.
No. Those are monsters. No. Waffle House is like IHOP. Everywhere has IHOP.
Oh, ew.
No,
Don't
it's
even.
like, I don't know how to compare it.
It's not on the same
It's
scale.
like breakfast. Denny's? Waffle House is like Denny's?
Waffle House is more like if you have like a pancake pantry or some variation of that in your town.
Wow.
Like.
Wow.
Right?
A pancake pantry?
Yeah.
What's a pancake pantry?
What? Like all those like breakfast places that have
Okay,
like
yeah.
Yeah.
Do we have that?
We have like 5.
I've never been to one. I want pancake. I've been wanting pancakes so bad. Do you know how to make pancakes?
Yeah, what do you mean?
Do you know how to make those fluffy ones? They're like...
You just have to like whisk it.
Oh, I gotta whisk. Oh, man. I want to make... I can't make pancakes. Every time I make pancakes...
Yes, you
I make,
can.
No, I make biscuits. Like, I don't know what it is.
Okay. We'll go into a pancake adventure someday.
Yes.
This summer.
Yes.
But I feel like we've exhausted.
I mean, we're at 50 minutes.
Oh God. Okay.
Yeah, we did the thing.
We did the thing. Hopefully Elvis will make this more concise.
My boy. King of the homeland. Elvis, so what I want you to do is pitch my voice down, add reverb, make it like king of the homeland. And when I say king, I want it to be like a booming sound effect. Reverb on the boom. So it's gonna be like king.
And you should save that clip and just like play that.
king of the home. I'm gonna. This is for the sample playback. King of the homeland. There you go. We got a lot of audio to work with now.
Oh God. Well, this was really fun.
Yeah, man. 2nd episode.
I'm honored.
Yes. Up top. Let's get it on the audio. Yeah, you know what that was. High five.
That was him slapping me.
Don't say that. That was me slapping. Dang, we didn't even hear like an hour. She took that shit. Hannah's a freak.
Yeah,
She's
I am.
a freak. Okay, but yeah.
All right.
It's been DJ Black Sheep and Hannahpotamus. Hope y'all have a good night. And I hope we keep it trucking. I'm going to put this on the YouTube, SoundCloud. You already know what it is. Links will be posted as such. And this is where editing comes in. Elvis. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to edit it. Elvis is. He edited the last one. He's just going to cut out all the dead space until it's like, yeah, there's like 2 seconds of dead space, but it's like a pause.
Elvis, cut this all out. Cut this past
fix this
minute
in
out.
post.
Make me sound more interesting in post.
Like add it in, but add in the parts where it's like it's real.
Just like put sound effects like around what I'm saying.
Hey, find a nice house beat that's like. Actually, sample what I just did. I'm gonna do it for 5 seconds. You're gonna sample that, make a beat. There we go.
I bet none of this makes it.